thank you for stopping by, Country Boy Test. Got a couple of little tips here for you that might help you out. You know, we're gonna start off with safety. Let's start off with safety first. First thing I want to talk about, make sure you can be seen. We want to be out and about, but we also want to make sure that people can see us. When I'm riding, sometimes if you ever notice, you'll see some people riding bikes, they don't have on clothing, what I call appropriate bike clothing. And when I say that, I mean clothing that can be seen by a person that's got their head down. Their peripheral vision will catch like these bright colors, like that fluorescent. That'll be seen very quickly. I got this for like $7 at the jockey lot. It's like one of those little workman. Oh, let me get it up so I can be seen. One of those little workman vests, you know. I put this on when I'm riding in the evenings. I put this on when I'm riding, period. When I'm on the road, I got a helmet. It has a light. It also flashes. So at nighttime, you can see that it's a high point. Even though I got lights on my bike. So those are two. I always wear something bright, something that's highly visible, something you can see. I've been protecting my legs here lately because I told you I took a spill on one of the 750s. Part two I want to talk about on safety, transition. When you're on these bikes, these things run pretty fast. They run faster than if you're on a regular pedal bike because of the power. It's like riding a motorcycle. And one of the things you'll forget about is like when you're turning and if you see a patch of sand, avoid it. If you're on one of these, especially the heavier the bike, the more it's gonna wanna slide out or you're gonna lose control on it. I've heard people talking about different, also there's a motorcycle guy that did a good video on death wobble. He explained what causes that and how that happens. One of the main reasons is because of the way the fork is set up on the bike and the way there's a line on that bike that keeps everything straight and smooth. He'll explain it way better than I can. Pull up death wobble and you'll probably see that guy. If he don't have a motorcycle in the background, keep going. Find the guy with the motorcycle in the background. He's a professional rider and he's gonna break it down with science and explain how that happens. But one, if you're on an e-bike and you're riding without your hands on the wheel, something's wrong with you up here. And I'm just gonna point that out to you because eventually you're gonna meet Mr. Road. When you hit a bump and you're on one of them, your hand ain't on the wheel, it's automatically gonna throw that wheel. So I don't know what people are thinking on that one. That's just not a good, smart idea. Another thing you want to make sure, eyewear. Make sure you are covering your eyes. When I'm riding and it's bright, I usually keep my sunglasses on. But if I'm riding in the evenings at nighttime, I want to put on, these are like shooter's glasses. Anyone that has ever been to the range and used these yellow glasses, you know the difference. I'm trying to explain this in layman's terms because I'm not a genius or a sniper or any of that. But the reason these give you better detail, you can see better detail with these. These are actually, I got these out of one of my nail gun, my air nail gun when I got it. These came with it, so these are safety glasses. You can go get these at like any place like Home Depot, any of them. Go grab you a pair of these. These are great. This will protect your eyes from a bug. If you ever take a bug to one of your eyes and you're at speed on it, I don't care if you're going 12 miles an hour, a bug to the eye changes everything. One, you're worried about that eye, then you're fighting with the other one. You can't see if, God forbid, you're sweating. And you're down here in South Carolina, you're gonna have a bad day. It's not gonna be good for you, I can tell you that. All right, another thing I wanna cover real quick, bike carriers. Make sure that if you got a skinny tire bike like those or thin, now this one can carry those, but as you see, these tire holders are gonna be a little loose. I'm gonna order another set of the skinnier ones for the skinny. And I can put them in there, but I don't want that that play in here. These are from a Fat Tire Bikes. This is a Wheezy carrier. I got this off of Amazon. When I got it, it was $150. It comes with a lock, as you can see on there, a steadier to put it once you put it in there. 150 bucks. I got this, and it's on sale now. I think they're like $99 now. So don't overpay for these. Make sure you get the right size. If you got a fat tire, make sure you get the one that says it's for fat tires. It can at least take a 4-inch tire in there. Trying to go over a lot of stuff real quick, because I know your time is valuable, and I don't want to waste your time, because I know how it is. I got the same thing going on here. As soon as I get one fire put out, I got 2 more burning over here. I got this. This is my little emergency kit. This right here, you can pick this up if you got like an Army Navy store. This is like one of the first responders kits. Probably order them offline, but it's perfect. It straps right onto the side of your bike. And inside it, I got my little tire change kit. I got some flat out. I swear by this stuff right here. I don't work for any of these companies. Everything I got out here is, I tell you all the time, I paid for this with my hard-earned American dollars. This right here is a lifesaver, a game changer. This has saved us when we were on a trip. We were coming back. The video is on my site here, on my page. We were coming back. Now we had slime in the tires. We had put slime in them, but as you might know, if you hit something, that it'll work, but it's not as good as this. There's a guy that has a video online. If you pull up the flat out, there's a challenge. He did all of them. He challenged them. Did the tennis armor liners, everything, and you'll be shocked. Go look at it. Go check his video out. Another good video, another good channel to catch is Area 13 e-bikes. Check that guy out. He does a lot of technical work, and if I mention him, it's because it's one of the sites that I see doing things right. Like I see a lot of people, they're giving bad advice out here, and if you buy these things are expensive. I think the cheapest one out here, this is 356 bucks. Those are like, you know, they can get up there. I bought those used. I didn't spend like $1,800 on them, but I shop smart. If you looking to get into one of these, you want to get into one of the bigger ones for cheaper than that $1,000 range, go on your local sales. People buy these. Like I bought this from a woman. It was too big for her. She wrecked out on it and messed up the front bumper and the light. As you can see, I got a good new bike, $1,000 bike. She let me get it for $250. She was terrified of it. She didn't even want to get on it anymore. So she was getting ready to get her a smaller bike. Now, I don't work for the company. I do not work for the company. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you something that I've been watching these for over 4 years and studying on them. I'm learning how to take batteries apart and all of that and rebuild them. Also, charge your battery with the pack that came for it, because it's been set up to charge the series that you're running in that battery. Your battery pack is got the right amps to charge that battery correctly. I was trying to use a 48 volt charger on my 36 volt batteries, and it actually did it. It charged that one, the light bike, but it wouldn't charge this one, and it wouldn't charge that one. But that was because it was a 3 amp charger, and that one it's 48 volt, but it takes a 2 amp charger. So when I called him and the guy told me, he was like, oh yeah, no, don't ever do that. He's like, charge it with whatever amp rate it comes with, because that's what the battery management system is set to take the charge at, and that's what charges them evenly without overheating them and causing a house fire. That's straight from the battery manufacturers. Now, contact them and ask them yourself. They'll tell you that. Make sure you read your manual. I see people online asking crazy questions because they don't want to read the manual. They want to listen to someone else tell them, you know, what to do with their very expensive investment. I'm gonna give you a free one. This is, look, a sock. One of your old socks. Make sure it's white. Your display, cover your display with that sock whenever you're on there. Put rubber bands around it before you put it on the back of your carrier and get in traffic and stuff. That keeps your display from being in direct sunlight. If you ever read the manual on your display, it warns you about leaving it in prolonged sunlight. It'll black your screen out and you won't be able to see the screen, then you'll have to buy another one. Some of them, it might just, if it overheats it, it even tells you in here, if it overheats it, it won't work again. It'll fry the components. Just read your manuals. Read your manuals. You're not smarter than the people who put these bikes together. Trust me, I thought so. And before I made that mistake, I went and did some research, and I'm so glad I didn't start messing with anything until I started doing double the research and found out, hey, each one of these bikes has a different system on it and must be treated differently. You just got to be careful with what you're going to do when you're trying to play with the parts. Don't change the settings at all. I see people talking about, oh, well, change your setting to this, change your setting. The settings are put that way so it runs that battery at its highest performance. If you start changing stuff around, you're going to get probably less performance. Buy the performance you want. I wouldn't start out with these because we found out this weekend. We went on the Fire Mountain Trail in Cherokee, North Carolina. The 750 fat tires were too big. They're way too big for the trail. It's a mountain bike trail, so the trails, no kidding, were this wide. On this side of us, this mountain, because it's going up. On this side of us was a sheer drop off. If you went down, hey, it was between you and EMS. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, the reason I'm saying that, here is the difference. This is, and I got MS, so I'm not strong anymore. This is a mountain bike. This is my mountain bike. It's, as you see, you can lift it all day. This thing probably maybe 10 pounds, maybe 10 pounds. But this is an aluminum frame, and I mean, if you go hit a rock with this, you can hop just like that and get out the way of the rock. You can't on those, and them fat tires are gonna hit that rock and throw you. It happened to us twice. We got about 2 miles into the trip going up. We had to stop, pick the bikes up, turn them around, and go back down the trail because the trail was not designed for an e-bike. You can't take an e-bike everywhere you can take a real mountain bike. Stay off the mountain trails because they're just those are too heavy. I know we came down the mountain. My girl wrecked out on hers this weekend. She's okay, but both of us decided we will never take those fat tire bikes on one of those harder trails, and you don't want to be on a steep incline going downhill on a fat tire bike because eventually those brakes you're gonna burn them out. And those are not the same as a motorcycle brake. Just look at the difference between motorcycle brakes and look at the difference between them pads. You'll get what I'm getting at. That's gonna fail long before motorcycle braking. Hopefully your life is not on the line as you're going down a hill or something. I'm just hoping I want you safe. I want you safe. That's all I'm about. I'm 56 years old. When you get old, you start doing things a little bit more careful. If you want a bike for exercise, stay with your class 1, class 2. Keep your pedal assist down to 1 or 2. Have a great day. These, once we get up to 1 or 2 on the pedal assist, you can't go but so high, so much higher, and then you're pedaling, but it's almost useless because your effort is not doing anything. You're not moving that 80-pound bike. Trust me, you're not. And anybody tells you are, they're just saying stuff to get you to buy the whatever product they're pushing. I don't push any products on here. If I'm telling you about a product, I stand behind that product because I've used it, and you can go back and see my video on the flat out and see that saved us. We were 2 miles from the house, and that flat out got us back home on a fat tire bike. We got to treat these, so I'm gonna put flat out in them. Now the slime is good. It works on like a small punctures, but screws and stuff like that, it don't work. It'll come out on you because that's what got us was a screw. And I put that flat out in it while we were on the road. I got the video of it on here and everything, and yeah, it got us to the house. The Seeker light bike, I like this. It's $410. That's what I paid for it. That included the shipping. That's a great bike. That's when I like to exercise That's the bike. So far, I've only gotten 20 miles out of it. I've tried it on pedal assist too, and I got 20 miles out of it. So don't the 50 mile and 40 mile range. Don't even. Yeah, get another battery. The battery on them is like 200 bucks. So I'm gonna buy an extra battery for that one for like if we go out. But most of our rides so far, we have put a 29-mile ride in, but that was just that one day we were out riding, we felt like it. But other than that, most of our rides are pretty much under 20 miles. But if you want exercise, my favorite bike out here of all these bikes, we've got 750 watt, 500 watt, 350 watt. My favorite bike out here, I'm gonna go ahead and show you. It's this one right here. It's a bike. It I can cut the power off and ride this like a regular bike. It's light. It might weigh 25 pounds, and that's with this extra battery and that's with the battery and the hub at the back. But this, I can go out, I can ride it. It's comfortable. I put a seat post, suspension seat post. It didn't come with front suspension or anything glamorous or glitzy, but when I go out and ride, it's a comfortable bike. I'm 56. Did I say 54? Woo, boy, that's what happens when you start getting on up here. Back problems, MS. This is, if you got any problems, upright, smooth, you trust me. I cruise around on this at 8 to 10 miles an hour, and I love it. It's got these little skinny tires, man, they feel great on the road. This is just like riding a bike, and I cut this off and just bike ride a lot of the time and enjoy it. When I'm on these, they pull a lot more, so I don't really get my exercise that I want. And make sure that if you got if you got a bike, I'm gonna go ahead and say if you got a bike that's over 55 pounds, go ahead and upgrade your mechanical brake to a hydraulic brake, and you can get that braking system on there. If you go back through my page, you'll see where I upgraded these. It's not that expensive, and it's worth it. It'll help save your life. That's the only thing that helped us stop those bikes going down the mountain. But like I said, it was terrifying. We will never do that again. Now, this one is getting borderline, but the brakes on this work. The mechanical brakes work on that great. This one is 52 pounds. The mechanical brakes work on it awesome. This one, I don't even know why they put mechanical brakes on it, but it's great that they did. Huffy put a great bike together. They have this one and the Transit for the men. But I mean, I'm gonna just call this a step through. We ain't gonna even say male or female. It is gray, so that's a neutral color. I'm gonna call it a step through. A step through. That's a nice one. I like this one. This is, if you ask me what my favorite bike out of all of these, right here, the Huffy. It's a simple bike, but I love it. Just remember now, make sure you use the right chargers on these, and don't change the parameters, and definitely do not ever cut your battery management system off. You will have uneven charged batteries, and that's how you get that runaway fire. Yeah, that's what causes that. Don't listen to anybody telling you that. Some of these are rich kids and they can just throw money. They're throwing their parents' money away. So I spent everything out here. We bought. We paid for this. My girl bought her bike, but all these other ones I paid cash money. Everything out here. There's no sponsors for me. This is real time right here. Country Boy Tested. I'm testing it and telling you the facts on what I found out. So I hope this is informative and helps you a little bit. Don't forget to try to stay safe out here. Make sure you're wearing the right gear. Make sure you can be seen. And protect your eyes, protect your head. I might even go ahead and invest in some of them little pads for my elbows and knees, because I took a spill about a month ago, and woo-wee, let me tell you, it's taking me a minute to get over that. But I'm hoping this information helps y'all. And be safe, ride safe. I care about you if no one else does. Thank you for stopping by. I'm Country Boy Tested.